Oh, I better leave. Oh, that looks like a video disc. I bet it's the footage. Oh man, I feel totally knackered. But I think Sandra won't tease me for a while. I even got the footage. Crappy as Brian said it was, maybe I could get some help for it. Hello, Julius.
Hi, Phoenix.
I have a question for you, Julius. How long have you been here at the Academy?
Oh, 50 years.
50 years? The Academy wasn't even here 50 years ago. How old are you, anyhow?
I am 150 years old. No, 1,500 years old. I have been everywhere, endured every pain. In a span of 7 days, I lived through the hell on earth. I have seen Siamese twins choking each other, little children dying of starvation, packs of cannibalistic humanoid animals hunting, big rats attacking newborns. I have seen it all. Pain, hunger, death. I have witnessed humans turning into wolves. I am 1,500 years old. I am the oldest man on Earth.
I knew I shouldn't have asked it. Humans turning into wolves. Is this a werewolf story?
We are all werewolves. Don't you know?
We're all werewolves. No, Julius. We are human beings, civilized human beings.
It is inside us, hiding, waiting. We are all werewolves.
What is inside us?
The urge, instinct, to become a wolf again. It is inside us.
Julius, you need to get rid of these ancient tall tales and stick to positive thinking. No wonder you're failing all your classes at the Academy.
The instructors do not understand me. I know everything. I am 1,500 years old.
I really don't understand why Julius is always around and never sent back after being rejected. This is Beverly, the head engineer in charge of the monitoring room. She is an excellent audiovisual engineer. Hi, Beverly.
What's up, Phoenix? Long time no see.
I'm all right. How's monitoring going?
Boring as ever. What can I do for you?
I just wanted to see how things are going with you.
I'm okay. But as you can see, work is keeping me busy as ever.
So, are you still hanging out with that guitarist boyfriend?
No, I moved on.
You mean he dumped you?
Did I say that? Anyway, I really don't have time for chit-chat.
Beverly, I really need your help with this video footage I have.
What kind of help?
It was shot in the dark, with a very old 2D camera. I really need to see what's on it.
Is this regarding a novice we have here?
No, it's for this murder case that I'm working on.
Is it the murder case that everybody's talking about?
Yes. Can you help me process the footage so I can see what's on it?
That's very tempting, Phoenix, but I really have my hands full. And as you know, that kind of a procedure can take a very long time.
Beverly, look, I really need help with this footage I have.
I told you, Phoenix, my hands are full. If one of these novices make a wrong move, and my staff misses it, it's my responsibility.
Okay, I understand. It's just that you are the best engineer around for image processing.
Well, you're right about that. But what if...
What if what?
I have this new assistant. He's just out of school. He's not the brightest kid, but he knows how to use the image processing equipment.
Do you think he's experienced enough to help me out?
That I'm not sure of. You may need to guide him a bit. You know, watch over his shoulder, and tell him what to do.
Great. Seems like I'll be babysitting him.
Come on, you're a smart cookie. You'll know how to handle him. Follow me. Harold, this is Phoenix, and she is one of our most valued peace officers. She needs your help with this 2D footage. I want you to do your best to help her out.
It's Harold, one of Beverly's young engineers. It's Harold. Hello, Harold.
Hi, Officer Valles. How are you?
I'm all right. Call me Phoenix, okay?
Sure. What can I do for you, Phoenix?
Harold, I need your help with this 2D video footage. It was shot in dark. Do you think we can filter out some useful visuals?
We can try. I have to tell you, I am not very proficient with these devices yet. Are you looking for something special in the footage?
Not really. Not yet.
Well, if you do, then we have a special software to track and find it, even in dark visuals.
Great. I'll keep that in mind. I'll try to help you, okay?
Thanks.
My, oh my. Look at those.
Look at what?
Those packs.
What are they?
They're cigarettes.
What is a cigarette?
Oh, of course. They were completely outlawed when you were very young.
A banned substance?
They are consumable items made of tobacco and paper. They contain tar and nicotine, highly harmful substances.
Are they edible?
No. People used to smoke these. They still do, in the rogue states.
I never see people smoke anything in rogue state dramas on television.
Well, the production companies are not allowed to show any harmful substances being consumed in media.
Oh, I see. What are these doing in a military airplane crash site? Do you think some rogue staters put them there?
That is very unlikely, Harold.
Then what is it?
I think what we have before us is a case of smuggling.
Smuggling? Wow, just like in the movies.
I cannot believe an officer would get involved in smuggling illegal drugs. I wonder if his superiors at the GPSN military are aware of this. I think it's time to report my findings to Chief Morrison. I have some important facts to discuss, Chief. The footage of Captain Perez's crash site revealed boxes of illegal tobacco products. They were scattered all over the ground.
Footage? What footage?
Remember? I mentioned that Brian Ainsworth from WXBG News had 2D footage of Captain Perez's crash site.
And?
Well, the footage was extremely poor. But by using some software at the monitoring room, I was able to obtain a clear image of the crash site, which revealed boxes of illegal tobacco products. Our computers confirm the findings.
That is extremely hard to believe. A captain from our military smuggling tobacco products? I need to report this to our chief executive immediately. Where is the proof of your findings again?
At the monitoring room. You can obtain it from Harold, one of Beverly's young engineers. I wonder if there's a connection between Bogdanov and Perez. An illegal connection, that is.
Are you suggesting that they were a part of a smuggling ring? I still have a hard time believing that an officer of the World Union Armed Forces could be part of a smuggling act. Those packs of illegal tobacco products could have been easily placed in the crash site by someone else, you know?
I have a feeling that those packs weren't deliberately placed there, Chief. I believe that Bogdanov was trying to establish a criminal ring in the Union, right under our noses, with or without the help of Captain Perez.
I think you're jumping to conclusions in absence of hard evidence. Your ideas are noted, but you need to come up with proof.
I know, Chief.
I only have a little time. Continue.
Dr. Gazella Nemeth told me that the task force did not detect any sign of even a minor blow to Spencer's head, and their scans revealed no sign of exposure to any harmful high-frequency waves.
Then what caused the man's death?
Well, they're pretty sure that there was some sort of an external manipulation to Spencer's brain. Evidently, a neuroengineer from the NC Research Triangle is on his way to help them identify the link between the device and Spencer's hemorrhage.
It's very strange that this medical task force doesn't have access to the device that caused all this. But I suppose it's only natural that our headquarters would want this deadly device to be examined by experienced engineers.
There's another strange detail that Dr. Nemeth revealed to me. Apparently, Spencer had ejaculated within seconds of the hemorrhage.
Ejaculated? I don't know what to make of that.
Neither do I, Chief. Lena Vanderbilt didn't know that Bogdanov had been murdered, since she was just recently discharged from the rehab center. She didn't seem to be upset about Bogdanov's death at all. As a matter of fact, there was a bitterness in her voice when she spoke of Bogdanov.
Is this really relevant to the case?
I'm not sure, but I certainly don't want to miss out on anything. I have nothing further to mention at this time.
Hi, Phoenix. I see you've already washed off the makeup.
Of course I have. Can't believe how you fooled me about my makeover.
What are you talking about? Your makeover was a success.
It was anything but a success. It was atrocious. Luckily, my friends warned me about it before I made a complete fool of myself.
Like I said, our computers confirmed that your makeover was a success. I guess the problem is your face.
I've had just about enough of you and your makeovers. Now, Mr. Arnett is expecting me, and I need to see him immediately. Hello, Arnie. It's me again.
Hello, sweetie pie.
Do you know if Mr. Bogdanov had any NGO duties? He might have left the country for such a duty and got into trouble.
Oh, I put in so much effort.
What effort?
Effort to get VB signed up for an NGO duty.
And did he sign up?
No. He had no interest whatsoever. I explained it to him, but he didn't care.
What did you explain?
I explained that it was very important for public relations purposes, and every affluent man was involved in at least one NGO duty.
And, of course, you also mentioned to him that it was part of his debt to society, right?
Oh, goodness gracious. Where do you get these philosophical lines? Those are for college kids. You cannot expect a man at VB's stage in life to fall for such ridiculous ideas.
You mean you don't believe that you're indebted to our system?
Look, dearie, to get a man to change takes a lot of convincing. If you feed him the same bullshit that he's been exposed to all his life, you're not going to get anywhere. Besides, you're not saying anything that he hasn't heard before. You need to use words that will touch his subconscious, meaning words that they think of but never speak of.
Are you saying that some people don't feel they have a debt to the Union?
Exactly.
And why is that? What makes them so different or special?
You have to understand we are talking about older and very affluent people. As you climb up the ladders in a society, you start feeling more and more like an owner.
An owner of the society?
Society, company, system, you name it. I am not saying this is how these affluent people think. This is how they feel. To an owner of the society, a debt to the society has no meaning. And I talk to these people along these lines in order to reach them.
What you're saying is still puzzling me. But from what I understand, you're questioning some of the basic foundations of our system. And you could be prosecuted for violating our Constitution.
Can you elaborate which article of the Constitution I might be violating?
I don't know. I can't pinpoint it, but I'm sure somebody would find it offensive and sue you.
And they do sue us, dear. But they can never prove any violation of the Constitution. Plus, the founders of our system believe in the importance of our services. That is why we have a special deal with the GPSN.
Are you saying you are immune to such offenses?
Let's just say we do not break the law, and we are needed for systems' well-being. That's all.
Was Mr. Bogdanov's physical condition affecting his sex life?
What do you think, honey?
I am the one who is asking the questions. Please give me a straight answer.
Oh, is that right? Well, in that case, Ms. In Charge, my answer would be an emphatic yes.
And what makes you so sure?
I've seen the type before. The bragging, exaggeration, that sort of stuff. There's no way that that man was getting enough.
Did Mr. Bogdanov have any enemies?
Well, you are asking the wrong person, but I highly doubt it.
What makes you say that?
Because, dear, our little Vibi had no wings.
He had no wings. What do you mean by that?
It means he was just learning to walk.
Mr. Bogdanov was a grown man. What do you mean he was just learning to walk?
From a biological point of view, you are right. But from a business point of view, he was just a toddler.
So, what you're saying, Arnie, is that his lack of experience in the business world has kept him from developing enemies?
Good, you are learning, dearest. It's more like he is an ant in the land of elephants. Nobody will notice his presence, no matter how much noise he makes.
So what made Mr. Bogdanov so unnoticeable? Why wouldn't he have developed any enemies?
How about the fact that there are nearly 1 billion others like him in the World Union?
Then, how do you explain his murder?
Sweetie pie, I only told you about the dynamics of our society. Vibi was murdered in a rogue state. It's a completely different ballgame there. And I have no idea if he was an ant or an elephant in that society.
So, in your opinion, the World Union has no connection to his murder?
Nobody can be sure about that, because sometimes elephants unknowingly stomp on ants.
Did Mr. Bogdanov have many friends?
No, he did not.
What makes you so decisive about your answer?
Because I know that he did not have many friends. He couldn't tune in to the right frequency.
You mean specifically here in the Union?
Vibi did not have a good tuner in general. Now that I know he was an immigrant, I can easily tell you he may have even had similar problems. Before coming to the Union, his interpersonal skills were undeveloped and they needed a lot of work.
Sounds like a real social outcast.
He was an outcast. But he was also very greedy and possessed a very strong willpower. He had the right foundations to become a politically correct Union citizen.
So you think it is greed and willpower that make an individual politically correct in our Union?
No, you neither need greed nor willpower to behave in politically correct manners. Do you really think all of our citizens possess exceptional amounts of greed and willpower? Let me assure you, they don't. Greed and willpower are the basic ingredients to be successful in any society. If you possess those, you have the potential to become anyone you want, provided that you are ready to make sacrifices.
So, was Mr. Bogdanov ready to make such sacrifices?
That I am not sure about. He was supposed to make some important decisions this week regarding my proposed makeover, but I guess it wasn't meant to be.
Did Mr. Bogdanov ever mention his relationships with others?
Oh yes, he was one to brag about his relationships with others, especially his relationships with females.
Why do you use the term brag? Do you think he was exaggerating?
Oh yes, I know when a man is telling a tall tale.
And what did he tend to exaggerate about?
His shoe size, of course. Oh, what do you think, sweetie?
And what do you mean by that?
Oh, come on, girl, don't play Ms. Congeniality with me.
I have no idea what you're talking about. Tell me, in plain English, why you think he exaggerated about his relationships.
Okay then, Ms. Plain Jane, tell me, why does anyone exaggerate? To cover up their shortcomings and to make a better impression on others, right?
You're right, Arnie. But what were his shortcomings?
Well, where do we start? He was very short of being Mr. Class, Mr. Personality, Mr. Gorgeous, Mr. Politically Correct, and Mr. Sex Appeal. Need I say more?
No, Arnie. I got your point. I think I have all I need from you regarding my investigation, Arnie.
All right, sweetie pie.
Thank you for your time, and goodbye. Arnie is so full of himself. He sounds like he's figured it all out. Me, Bogdanov, everybody. I don't think he's any use to my investigation anymore. Hello, Miss Vanderbilt. Do you have some time for me?
Certainly.
Do you know if Mr. Bogdanov was involved in other ventures?
My goodness. You act as if I had an affair with the man.
I just want to know if you heard him speak about any other businesses.
No, I did not. And I wasn't interested.
Can you tell me any specifics about your treatment at the rehab?
All I can tell you is they took very good care of me, as expected.
In what ways did they take care of you?
Well, when I arrived there, I was a wreck. I really didn't know what end was up.
You felt that bad, huh?
I was addicted, all because of that bastard Bogdanov.
He got you addicted?
Well, let's just say he was to blame for introducing that non-certified device to me.
Then what happened?
When I told him I wanted to keep it a little longer, he said sure, for a price.
So, he started renting the device to you. Was there any agreement about a free trial period?
Yes. We made a verbal agreement for a free trial period. The first week. Then he introduced a weekly rental price, which doubled every week after that. But I didn't care. I had to have it.
Can you tell me what you experienced while using the device?
You know, it was a virtual reality device, but I really cannot recall much. I prefer to forget that experience altogether.
Was it painful? Is that why you prefer to forget it?
No, I don't recall any pain, but it was just so intense.
Intense? In what way?
I remember that the experiences I had were completely realistic. I hadn't seen a virtual reality device like that before.
And what did you experience?
My favorite program was the sexual encounter routine. It was the most tantalizing experience I've ever encountered.
Was it that realistic?
It was beyond realism.
How come?
Because I've yet to experience an emotion so overpowering.
I thought you did not remember much from your experiences.
I do not remember the details, but I do remember the intense emotional pleasure that I received. The bad thing was, whenever the routine ended, I was ready for more and more. Then I became addicted.
Didn't you see the irrationality of paying so much money for this kind of a device?
The device had such a grip on me. I just couldn't let go with it.
Why?
Because I've yet to experience any feeling so overpowering.
Can you describe me the device, please?
I'm not sure if I can.
Do not worry. The GPSN suspect modeling software can be used for device descriptions.
Well, I would have thought you would have seen one of these devices. Why do you need a description from me?
For safety reasons, we are not granted access yet. Nobody knows how these devices actually work, so nobody is allowed near them until qualified personnel finish their observations.
I see. I'll try to do my best then.
Thank you. PA, establish link to Lena Vanderbilt's PA for the parallel usage of the suspect modeling software. Device description function. Thanks so much for all your help, Ms. Vanderbilt. I think I have everything I need for my investigation. Goodbye.
Goodbye.
I must be one of the few people who knows what this deadly device looks like now. Could this thing be responsible for other deaths? I think it's time to report my findings to Chief Morrison. I have some important facts to discuss, Chief. Lena Vanderbilt told me that she had received excellent treatment at the rehab center. Evidently, her treatment was for an addiction she developed to a device that Bogdanov had introduced to her. Apparently, Bogdanov gave this device to her on a trial basis at first. However, after the first week, he started renting it at outrageous rates. Apparently, Lena Vanderbilt told me the device that she had become addicted to was a virtual reality device. She said that the experiences she had while using this device were completely realistic, and that she hadn't seen a virtual reality device like that before. Apparently, she vividly remembers the intense emotional pleasure that she received while using one of the device's programs. She claims that whenever this routine ended, she was ready for more and more, and that's how she became addicted.
I have never seen or heard of a device with such a powerful influence on a person's emotions.
Neither have I, Chief.
Keep up the good work, Phoenix. Let's get to the bottom of this as soon as possible.
My sentiments exactly. I have nothing further to mention at this time. I'm on duty. I shouldn't waste my time there. I can't go out in a uniform. What should I wear? Open sesame. Well, it seems everybody is gone. Maybe I can find them using this elevator.